Alright, welcome to another coloring tutorial. I'm going to try showing this from this angle, and maybe that'll help you a little more with seeing what I'm doing. First of all, the ribbon was my inspiration for color this time round, so I'm going to try and move this quickly so that it's not a long YouTube video. Now, first of all, you want to stamp your stamps, and so I'm stamping an Adirondack espresso ink, and I'm going to stamp a little scene here. So there's the one sheep, and I'm going to mask him. I have this little post-it note mask that I'll put on top there so I can layer up my sheep so that they looks like there's a few of them there. And here's another mask, and one above, and one more down here. Great, that's my little sheep, and then I take the little masks off and you have a look of a few of them going there. And I'm going to stamp this adorable girl image from My Favorite Things as well. And now we'll get to coloring. Now these sheep are actually, white sometimes is hard to color, so these sheep are milky white, and so I will color them in with that. And these can color really quickly because you can do the whole sheep in one swack, because we're going to highlight certain areas of them. I'll show you one sheep colored, and then I'll move on to the girl. Now the technique for making this wool look a little messy and dirty, which I'll have a little dirty sheep, is I use a piece of transparency, and then I take my dark color and scribble some dark color on my transparency, and then use my light marker and just pick up some of that color and color in a little bit of that dirt. A bit more over here, because these are messy sheep and they get into things. A little bit on the top of his head. As you can see, that just kind of gives a dirty outline to the sheep. And then I think you need to pink up the sheep's cheeks a bit. And then I go over it with my light marker just to blend all those colors in. Now moving on to the girl, I'm going to use the colors in my ribbon, which is really quite fun. So I'm going to first of all start off by coloring her shirt, and I'm going to use my lighter marker and just slowly outline and color her in. Now I'm going to use the same technique. You can just touch your light to your dark tip, but sometimes it's easier if you have a transparency available just to rub that off, and then you don't have to hold two markers in your hand. And again, I'll transfer color. From my lighter marker, rub it in the dark, and then just color in areas that you think will be darker. And it gives just a nice gradual shading effect. And her boots, I'm going to have her boots the same idea, so I'll color the boots in first. I'm hoping this is a better camera angle, that you're not looking at my hand the whole time and you can actually see what I'm doing. And then just color those in, and then go back and use your darker color again. Might have to rub a little bit if it dries in between, and then just color the areas that would be muddied up a bit, which would be a bit the bottom of her boots, I would think. Okay, and then I'll show you a quick little tip with the ground cover. Usually I start my ground cover quite light, so I draw kind of a line underneath where the sheep are standing there. And under her feet. And then just in circles, go and color in the whole base here. I'm using paper tray white cardstock, really nice thick cardstock. Takes the color quite nicely and it's great to work with, just love it. Okay, and then go back and use your dark color again, back onto your transparency. And you want to draw attention to the areas that are under their feet. So here under these sheep's feet, I would have it kind of muddy looking. And under here. And then once you have it under their feet, then you just kind of slowly blend in. And if you work in circles, then the markers will blend the colors together, and then make sure you carry it right down. Do the same thing under the woman's feet. So you give her a little bit of dark shading under there. Blend the whole thing in. And just keep turning the nib of your marker, because you want this ground to look rough and not just solid color. Okay, and then sometimes for just a little bit of detail, I will take this kind of dark color here, swipe it again with my marker, and just draw a slight little, like a horizon line. Draws your eye to the top of your ground cover. Okay, I will color the rest in and then I will post a photo on my blog. Thanks for watching.